What's up, guys? Cuuhriz here. Today we will be changing my sprocket and chain. I did get the driven 47 in the rear, and then I got the 17 in the front. Both driven. They are the steel ones, as I didn't get aluminum. I was thinking about it, but nah, just rather get the steel and be good with the longevity of it. And then this is the chain I got, same black and gold as the one I do have on. The previous owner, he did run a 45. It's pretty cool because he had a driven as well. He got a 45, and then on the front one he had gotten a 16, I believe. So one tooth lower in the front, and then he got the stock one in the back, basically. But yeah, guys, we'll be installing this today. I did get some cool tools to go with it. The Motion Pro BBR chain tool. We'll be using that to rivet everything. The alignment tool, and then some calipers in case we need them. I'm not too sure if we will, but yeah, we'll use those. And yeah, let's get to it. So first off, we'll start by getting this guy out the way. Just a little 10 mil. And usually I would just go for it because my cover's not on. I gotta put it back on. The previous one I took it off and left it off. But most times I would just go for it, but I really don't want to mess this up. So yeah, I'm just gonna move it out the way to be on the safe side. Cool, we got that out the way. Now we're gonna tackle on this one. It should be a 32. I did get a 12 point. I couldn't find a 6 point, but it should do the trick. Alright, so I got it loosened. You can use hand tools, or you can use an impact. If you use hand tools, have someone hold down the brakes, because this thing will keep moving. Even if it's on the ground, it will keep moving. So have someone either hold the brakes, put a broomstick in. They also make little cool like Motion Pro things where you can get it stuck in here and the chain won't move, the wheel won't move, and all that stuff. There's multiple ways, but yeah, taking this guy off, impact is probably the easiest if you're alone. But if not, then use another method and you break it loose. So now we find the master link and we are going to break it. The first time using the PBR tool, so we'll see how it goes. Heard nothing but good reviews about it. Apparently it's the best. It's a little pricey, but I mean, they pay for themselves at the end, right? So let's go ahead and break this real quick. So this is how you want it to look. It's gonna have a little block back here where the little rivet goes inside. This mashed up against it, and then this where you're just ready to turn it and go through the rivet. So let's get it done. As you can see, it broke through. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take off the chain and go to the next step, which is taking the axle nut off, taking the wheel off. Let's get it. Hard to do with one hand. This one's gonna be a 34. So the rear wheel is off. But we have a problem. It's a little too loose for my liking. BMW has a weird way of securing these down. Apparently, these guys are bad, as they're giving me too much play. Look, that one's even broken. But yeah, they're not supposed to give that much play. But yeah, we'll be back another day, unfortunately. And we are back, guys. Another day. I finally got them in, the new cuss drives. These are all the old ones. Look, they're all broken in pieces and stuff. But anyway, just got them in. Let's go ahead and put the sprocket hub back on, and hopefully it does not wiggle no more. Well, there she is, guys. No play at all, no more. Moves the whole thing. See? So let's go ahead and lube up the axle and put the wheel back on. Alrighty, so just got the wheel on, the axle on. Just snug this up. And then as far as the little sprocket as well, make sure it's just snug. It's just finger tight, nothing crazy. And now we are going to install the chain. And again, this is the chain I had got, the RK520 Max X, black and gold, just like my old one. That is way over lubed, more than what you're gonna need on your first ride. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it alone for now. I'm gonna install the chain. Once I install it, I'm gonna go ahead and get a rag and wipe down most of all this stuff because this is way too much. Alright guys, so we got a little problem here with the chain. It does not reach. Hold on. It doesn't reach. I'm a few inches away. So what we're gonna do is gonna loosen this adjuster screw so we can push the wheel forward, and it should bring us a lot closer to where we need to be. Right now it's at the very edge. So yeah, we're gonna bring it a little bit closer. If you have a 2012 BMW S1000R like me, this thing is a 1/2. Unless you have a 13 maybe, but this fits right on. I don't have a 13, I only have 12 and 14. So this did the trick. Works good. 1/2. So in the pack, they give you two. One for clip and one for rivet. You don't really want to use the clip one. I mean, you can, but it's totally up to you. From what I've heard, it's decent. No temporary type stuff. But the rivet is what you want. So just be on the lookout when you get the chain. Make sure you put the right one on. Alrighty. So we got the back on and the front. O-rings need to be in the back. O-rings need to be in the front. Everything needs to be heavily lubricated. Of course, that is just hand tight on there, so I'm about to get the PBR tool and squish it on there even more. All right, so we get the tool ready. It's gonna be on this press right here. You're gonna want to put this little square thing, I guess, on here, and we're gonna go ahead and line her up. So you're gonna want to tighten this one up. It's gonna be a 17. I don't have a 17, so I'm gonna use a crescent. So just keep an eye on this progress, or this thing right here. You don't want to overdo it. You want to take your time on this one. Occasionally back off like this and look at it to see where your progress is at. I think I need a little bit more. I gotta be able to push these rivets down, mushroom them. So I'm gonna get back onto it and give it a couple more turns. So that looks pretty good right now. That's just enough to mushroom it out. O-rings look pretty good, solid. Alright guys, got it the way I wanted it. Still flexes, has a lot of mobility still. Now you want to get the PBR tool, and you're gonna want to put the R right there, ready to rivet. You're gonna get this little adapter, put them on top. And I just found this out. This is cool. You can have a little handle down here. I feel so dumb because I've been using it the whole time without it. But now we're gonna rivet these and mushroom them out. I'm gonna alternate between them. You don't have to, but just makes it feel more safer in my opinion. To me. Of course, everyone's different. This is my first time doing it. Don't judge me. And raw set. Both of them are mushroomed. I don't know if you can see that, if it's gonna be all blurry or not, but there they are. Nice and mushroomed. They shouldn't come off. There's no binding. Everything moves like it should be. Alright, so now we are gonna tighten him up. The front sprocket. Mine is 125 Newton meters for the front, and I think 110 for the back. But you're gonna want to tighten this up, put everything back how it was, because you're not gonna mess with this no more. Alright, now that we got everything back together, got the shifter back on, got the bolt all tightened up. I couldn't put the cover back on, of course, because it hits right here. So I gotta buy an aftermarket one or something so I can cover this. But yeah, so now move on to adjusting the chain. Axle is still loose, as of course I need to adjust it to see how tight I want the chain and how loose. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start adjusting it. Alright guys, so I got the chain where I wanted it, nice and tight. I did go by the specs, 40 to 50 chain slack. I used the Motion Pro chain settler, or slack settler, sorry. So it's pretty cool to use. This is my first time using it, of course, my first time doing everything. So you put it against the chain. I don't know if you guys can see, but put it against the chain, push this all the way up. You see all the numbers? You go up, and that's where you would mark it at. And then for the other side, the same way. So you'd go up and then go from there. Mine's 40 to 50. Right now it's like at 43, 44, almost 45. So I think it should be good for now. I'm gonna go ahead and get my calipers and measure between each adjuster to make sure they're on point, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it. Always make sure your caliper sets are at 0. Look, see, it made changed. Make sure it's at 0 before you start anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip it around and measure from bolt to bolt basically. Everything is still loose, by the way, so alrighty. 40 to 1. And then this one's kind of awkward to get, so I might have to go kind of like an angle. It might be a little bit off on this side, but there it is. 36.47. So the other one's fine, and we need to push this one out just a hair. So they ended up being like around 38 on the calipers each side. I got one to 38.1, the other one's 38.07 or something like that. So I think they're close enough. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the adjuster screws. When you tighten these, you're gonna want to put one wrench right here and the other one right here. This side, the right side is gonna hold it, and then this is gonna torque it down basically and get it all nice and tight. It was a 105 newton meters, sorry. And so yeah, it's all torqued down. And the last thing I'm gonna use is this Motion Pro little alignment tool to make sure the chain and sprocket and everything is all lined up pretty good. I'm assuming that's how it goes. Just around the chain and tighten this side up. Looks a little off, but I mean, we get a point. This tool is fairly cheap, probably like, what, 10, 15 bucks, I can't remember. But yeah, if you look at it, oh geez, I almost moved it. It looks pretty even, to be honest. Get a little brake cleaner, a little microfiber towel. Shout out to Adobo Moto. Just wipe down the sides. Try to get all that, most of the excess off as you can. Most of it off, as you will not need that much lube. Alrighty guys, looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and call it a night. Everything looks good, and I will see you guys on the next episode when I test drive it, and hopefully we don't have to do no more chain adjustments, but if we do, then I'll go over that with you guys. Until next time though guys, peace.